Somebody is asking what would be the syllabus for the examination commencing from next Monday. Fine. We will discuss once all are going to join. Okay. Okay, students. So today I'm going to discuss about the nodal analysis. In the previous section, we have discussed about the mesh analysis and how to write the how to identify the different meshes, and according to that, how to write the different equations that we have seen. Okay. Now today we are going to discuss about nodal analysis. Fine. Okay. I hope my screen is visible to everyone now. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in nodal analysis, in the mesh analysis, we have applied KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law. Fine. Now here in a network where we are going to identify the nodes. Fine. So if the network is very complex, suppose if there are more than 4 meshes, more than 6 meshes, fine. And if you write the different equations for that meshes, in such situation it could be very difficult to solve, because the matrix which we have defined in the previous lecture, that could be of 3 by 3. So if the number of equations are increased, then it could be difficult to solve by mesh analysis. And for that, we can apply Kirchhoff's current law for the nodal analysis. Right? Okay. So the node equation method is based on Kirchhoff's current law, as I discussed. Fine. So here we know that the Kirchhoff's current law. What is it? The current meeting at a node or a junction equal to 0, means outgoing current and incoming current to a node or to a junction, that could be 0. Right? Now the nodal method also has the advantage that a minimum number of equations need to be to determine the unknown quantities, which I already explained you. Fine. So sometimes it could be difficult to write a matrix of 6 by 6 or 7 by 7 and to solve sets. Fine. So here we can write the minimum number of equations and we can identify the current flowing through each branch. Okay. The third thing is it is particularly suited for network having many parallel circuits. This is the second advantage if the number of circuits are parallel. In the previous mesh analysis that we have seen that there are 3 different meshes, 2 different meshes in parallel, then it could be difficult. I mean, fine. But here with the help of this nodal analysis, that you can have number of parallel circuits where the common ground connected, such as electronic circuit, and for that you can apply this nodal analysis. Let us see how. So this is a network here. I hope this network is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So here, say this is the network. Fine. As per the definition, we can define this is a node here. We can define the node here. Fine. Similarly, we can define the node here also, and we can define the node here also, because here in this case, we cannot define the node here because here there are only 2 elements. One is battery and another is resistor. So this point that we cannot consider as fine. So in this case, we can identify the number of nodes here, node 1, node 2, and node 3. Now, here in this case, if we identify the number of nodes, then we have to identify the reference node. That is, we can say the potential at this point could be considered as 0 because it is a reference node. Why it is to be considered the reference node? Because as and when we connect any battery or any other sources where we have a neutral current, neutral path. So here in this case, the reference node could be considered as a 0 potential node also. And in each and every circuit, number one, we discussed that if the number of parallel paths, this is number one, number two, and number three. So if another more path is there, fine. And here in this case also we can apply because this is also connected to this node. So here in certain cases, if the different nodes are there and all the nodes written path that could be connected to a particular single node, then we can consider as it is a reference node. Fine. And in each and every circuit, you can identify this reference node. It is also known as datum, D-A-T-U-M, datum node. Fine. In the different books, it is named as datum node. Okay. So we need to identify the datum node. Okay. So let us discuss one by one. So as per the definition, every junction in the network where 3 or more branches meet is regarded as node. That is what we discussed previously. Okay. One of these is regarded as the reference node or a datum node or a zero potential node. So these three different names are given to that node: reference node, datum node, and zero potential node. Okay. Then here, how many equations that can be evaluated through this method? So here, one node which is considered as reference node. So here in this network, there are three different nodes. So n is the number of nodes. N is the number of nodes minus 1 because here this reference node we are going to deduct. So here the number of simultaneous equations to be solved becomes n minus 1, where n is the number of independent nodes. Is it? So here node 1, node 2 and node 3 are having named as noted as n minus 1 because we are going to cancel this, or we are going to subtract this reference node from.
So why did you say that node 3 is reference node?
Yes, that's what I already discussed. Still, I'm going to repeat it again. Fine. See, in two different nodes, suppose if there are two nodes, fine. And in these two nodes, we know that there is a potential difference. Suppose if the potential difference is 10 here, 10 volt, and here it is a 0 volt, fine. There could be a difference, and we know that there is a potential difference. We can consider it as voltage also. Fine. Now consider if the voltage of both the nodes are 10 volt and 10 volt. Then what would be the difference here? Difference is 0. Potential difference is 0, means voltage is 0. So to flow the amount of current from one place to another place, there should be a difference in the voltage level at the two different nodes. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here we assume that there is a zero potential difference here, zero potential difference, and if you take the difference 10 minus 0, it could be 10. So potential difference could be 10. Fine. So here we do not know what is the exact value of this node. Maybe 0. Fine. I have just taken an example here. Fine. But if you consider the different nodes, the second.
Sir, you are telling the value of the node means the voltage at the node.
Yes, because at the node there is a voltage we are going to calculate. Fine, and we are going to write in equations. In the case of mesh analysis, we have applied KVL. Fine, and there where we have considered current multiplied by the resistances. Okay, here we are going to write all these equations in the form of voltage applying Kirchhoff's current law because the current is flowing. That's fine, but there are certain resistors are there. Okay, so you please keep in mind that out of 3 nodes where there is a common node for all the nodes. Again, I repeat, if there is a common node for all the nodes, so here, suppose if the node 1 is there, one branch is connected here, and this is the common. For this path, again, it is a common. For this path, it is also common. For this path, so maximum number of paths are connected to a common node. Fine. And for that reason, we consider this as a reference node. And we are going to write the equations between node 1 and node 3, node 2 and node 3, and node 1 and node 2. So we are going to write the different equations. How? Let us see. Okay. So here, again, I repeat the same diagram. Okay. Consider the circuit which has 3 nodes. Fine, as discussed, 1, 2, and 3. One of these, node 3 has been taken as the reference node. Fine, it is considered as this is the reference node that we have to decide by our own. Okay, where VA represents. So VA represents the potential of node 1. So node 1, this is a node 1. So this is the potential VA here. Similarly, with reference to datum node 3. So here, suppose if you consider that the potential difference is VA and here it is 0. Fine. Then for node B, it is to be VB here. Okay. So we can write an expression according to the different nodes, node 1, node 2, and node 3. Similarly, VB, as I already mentioned here, the difference between node 2 and node 3, let us the current direction which have been chosen arbitrarily be as shown. Fine. The current direction is mentioned here. Fine. The current is flowing like I2, like this, I1, I. Okay. So this is the direction which is assumed, and we know that the potential difference or voltage drop across it. How to write the equations? Okay. So let us start writing equations by considering the node 1, node 2, and node 3. So first of all, let us consider the node 1. Okay. The current equations we can write using Kirchhoff's current law. Fine. So this is the node 1. Okay. Can we write an expression as per the Kirchhoff's current law? This is I1 is equal to, because I1 is the current entering. Current I4 is leaving. Current I2 is leaving. So can we write I1 is equal to I4 plus I2?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So this is the first equation that you have to write. Okay. Now, similarly, we can write the another expression using VA and VB. Okay. So here we can also write I1 R1. So this is I1 R1. Fine. Here there is a potential. Here there is a potential. Okay. So here there is a potential like this. So we can consider as E1 is positive as the direction. Fine. E1 is positive. Then in that reference, the node, this node to be considered, because there is a difference between 1 and 3, there is a difference. Similarly, between E2 and 1 also, there is a difference. And we know that the polarity is fixed for this battery sources. Fine. Which is independent of current sources. Okay. So here we can write an expression E1, that is, this is E1 here, E1 minus VA. So there is a voltage difference. And what is the total difference? Suppose if it is 100 volt here, then it could be 80 here, 80 volt here, node at node 1, because there is a voltage drop. How much voltage drop is 20 volt, and this 20 volt is nothing but it is I1 into R1. So this is the combined effect, and that is a voltage drop. So potential at this volt is 80. So here in this case, we can write an expression 100 is equal to 20 volt plus 80 volt. Yes, somebody is speaking. Any question? Any question, Mr. Bhavya? Okay. So here 100 is E1, here 80 is your VA, and 20 is your I1 R1. So in this way, you can write an expression of I1 R1 is equal to E1 minus VA. Fine. So this way you can write an expression for, and the same expression is written in here.
मैम सर सॉरी ऐसा एक्सप्रेशन तो हम कंप्लीट लूप के लिए नहीं लिखते थे जब कंप्लीट लूप होता है?
हाँ, मैश के लिए भी हम लिखते हैं, पर अभी
सर
क्या
नेट
कर रहे
इश्यू था।
हैं? हाँ जी, पार्डन, कोई बोल रहा है कुछ काम था? हाँ, okay, we can write the mesh equations also as what we have written last time. Fine, but here we are writing all these node potential equations that we are writing by using Kirchhoff's current law. So this is according to Kirchhoff's current law. Okay, and similarly we can write expression in the form of voltages also, because whatever the voltage drop due to resistance is nothing but it is the difference between two nodes. So here E1 is the separate battery connected, and here it is the node 1. Fine. So we can have a difference of voltages, and that is equal to voltage drop. So we can write this expression also. Now using these expressions we are going to find out the potential at the different nodes. Fine. How? Let us see. Okay, so we can equate I1, because ultimately our goal is to find out these different equations using I1, I4 and I2. Okay, so we can write the equation of I1, and I1 is what? The I1 is flowing from here. This is I1. So I1 is nothing but it is ultimately because of the difference between 100 volt. So this is A, sorry, this is A. Yeah, this is A. E1 minus VA upon R. So V by R is nothing but it is your current. Fine. So similarly, we can apply the Ohm's law also, and we can find the current I1. So value of current I1 can be calculated here. Now let us go for I4. So I4 is here.
सर मुझे ये स्टार्टिंग में समझ आया कि आपने I1 वो KCL लिखा, पर
हाँ.
उसके बाद ये क्यों लिखा वो समझ नहीं आया I1 R1 वाला.
Which one? ये
सेकंड लाइन, सेकंड
This
इक्वेशन आपने क्यों लिखा? हाँ वो ही समझ
this
गया.
one. अरे सिंपल यार, ये इक्वेशन मैंने कैसे लिखा? I1 is equal to V by R. फाइन, वही इक्वेशन है ना. ये इक्वेशन में मैंने क्या किया, ये जो R1 है आपका वो डिनोमिनेटर में लिख दिया. सिंपल.
अच्छा हाँ सर समझ गया. हाँ
एक्चुअली ये इक्वेशन मैंने पहले यहाँ से डायरेक्ट लिखा, और उसके बाद I1 को मैंने इक्वेट करके ये उसका इक्वेशन बना दिया. फाइन. सिमिलरली वी कैन फाइंड फॉर I4 ऑल्सो. I4 के इक्वेशन लिखने के लिए मेरे को क्या करना पड़ेगा? ये VA वो यहाँ पर VA है, और यहाँ पे नोड 0 है, मतलब VA minus 0 upon R4. Can we write like this for I4?
तो मतलब रेफरेंस नोड का पोटेंशियल 0 होता है.
हाँ, 0 होता है. फाइन. ओके, सो ये हम कंसिडर करके लिख दिया कि भाई VA minus 0 upon R4. So I can write an equation of I4 also. Okay. So similarly, it is written here also. I4 का इक्वेशन लिख दिया. VA minus 0 upon R4. So this is I4. Okay. So similarly, we can write an expression for I2 also. So I2 R2. So this is I2 R2. And what is the value of VA and VB? So based on this voltage by total resistance. So VA minus VB upon R2, that is equal to I2. So we can write an expression of I2 because there is a potential difference. यहाँ पर और यहाँ पर potential difference होगा. अगर नहीं है, अगर potential difference नहीं है, तो then the voltage between these two terminal is 0 and current will not flow. To flow the current, we should have the difference. We should have the difference in potential at the two different nodes. Fine. So here we can write an expression of I2 by considering that VA is greater than VB. Fine. You have to consider. I mean कि यहाँ पे VA का वोल्टेज पोटेंशियल ड्रॉप ज़्यादा है. कैसे? जैसे से फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ पर 100 हो गया, 100 वोल्ट, यहाँ पे 20 का ड्रॉप हो गया, तो ये नोड पर 80 हो गया. Again there is a drop here, say for example, fine, then it could be 70 here. So this way we can imagine or we can assume that the potential node of VA could be more than this. Now again, here the value of E2 is, say for an example, 100. Fine. So you can start it from here also and you can calculate accordingly. Okay. But here normally we consider from left to right and we can consider as that there is a difference. Okay. Now suppose if you consider that the node 2 has having a higher potential compared to VA, then each and every different equations when you write, you have to assume in that way also. Similarly, in mesh analysis, we consider the direction of current. Fine. So similarly here we have to consider that the node potential is higher at what point. Right? That you have to assume, and if you assume it, then when you use the VB potential difference at node 2, that could be always less than the potential difference of VA. Fine. So at node 2, when you write an expression, at node 2, when you write an expression, then you have to consider this fashion only. Okay. So here we can write an expression of I2 also here by using this. So we can write I2 is equal to VA minus VB upon R2. So here we have received the equation of I1, we have received an equation of I4 and I2. Okay, so by considering these three, we can have a final equation of using Kirchhoff's current law. Okay, so now we are going to substitute all these values I1, I4 and I2, and we can write this expression in this way. Right, so this is an expression of I1 we received. Also we calculated it for I2. Okay, now after that we can rearrange the different terms. Friends, today my pen is not working. Epic pen is not working, so I'm not using that pen and I'm not explaining by writing all these expressions. Fine. Okay, so here with the help of this equation we can take VA as common from these equations, and we can write 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R4 minus VB upon R2 minus E1 upon R1 is equal to 0. So this is expression number 1. Fine. So after solving this, or we can get this equation. Okay, 1 upon R1, 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R4. Okay, now here considering this node 1, we can write the expression directly. So node 1 is having the potential of V1. So V1 is written here. Okay, how many resistors that come across this node? So R1 that come, R2 and R4. So here it is written 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R4. This is a shortcut way that you have to remember. Right? Minus VB. So here at this node, this is the node that comes into picture. So VB को आपको लेना है माइनस के साथ. फाइन. जैसे ये आपने रेजिस्टेंस का ले लिया. Okay, so for node VA, it could be plus sign, and for the remaining nodes it could be minus sign. So here इसके साथ कौन सा नोड होगा आपके साथ? VB होगा. फाइन. तो VB और बीच में रेजिस्टेंस कौन सा आता है? R2. So minus VB upon R2, that we can write minus VB upon R2. इसके लिए हम लिख सकते हैं, और E1 के लिए भी लिख सकते हैं, E1 upon R1. So minus E1 upon R1. So this way we can write an expression directly if we know this node potential and the different parameters. Are you with me, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now similarly, चलो ये हो गया. अब दूसरा नोड 2 के लिए मुझे लिखना है. फाइन. कौन सा इक्वेशन होगा? चलो नोड 2 के लिए फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल करंट इक्वेशन लिखना है मेरे को. So I2 plus I3 is equal to I5. Correct? ये वाला और ये वाला. So similarly it is written. मैंने लिखा वही इक्वेशन आ गया. I5 is equal to I2 plus I3. Okay, and now we are going to write the expression of I5, I2 and I3. Okay, and after that if we insert the values of all these equations, so here you can write, fine, VB upon this and finally if you solve this equation, you will get this expression, and this expression we can directly write using this node 2. राइट, सो नोट 2 पे आपको लिखना है. चलो कैसे लिखेंगे? तो सबसे पहले VB लिखेंगे. VB लिख दिया बिकॉज इट इज द VB is the node potential of this terminal 2. Fine. Okay. It could be 2 here. It is written something more here. Only 2. Please consider R2 only. Okay. तो यहाँ पर क्या क्या आ गया? एक resistance R2 आ गया, R3 and R5. So R3, please consider this is R2 only. So 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3 plus 1 upon R5. Okay. तो जिस नोड का हम लिख रहे हैं इक्वेशन, उसका आपको सीधा ऐसे रेजिस्टेंस के हिसाब से 1 upon resistances which come across at or connected to that node that you can write directly. Okay. अब इसके साथ कौन सा आएगा? VA आएगा. तो VA upon R2, VA upon R2 that we can write with minus sign, and similarly for this we can write E2 upon ये resistance कौन सा है? R3. E2 upon R3 is equal to 0. So we can write this expression also. Okay. Shall we repeat it for node 1? Okay. VA के लिए equation लिखना है मेरे को. VA. चलो कौन बताएगा? VA के लिए मुझे equation लिखना है अभी. That is already calculated. I mean, that is already derived. Fine. अब repeat कर रहे हैं. चलो VA के लिए मुझे लिखना है. क्या करेंगे हम? तो VA के अगल बगल में कौन से रेजिस्टेंसेस है? 1 upon R1,
1 upon R1, 1 upon R2, 1 upon R4.
1 upon R4. Fine.
Minus
Yes.
VB by 2
V-
R2
V by R2 minus
minus E1 upon R1.
E1 upon R1. So is equal to 0. Fine. Is it very simple to write all these equations? Okay.
Yes.
So this way you can write the equations, and finally, if you know the resistances, if you know the potential differences, fine, then you can easily solve the potential at the different nodes. And if you know the potential, if you know the resistance value, you can find the value of current also. Clear? So in the equations, only there are voltage equations here, fine. And from solving this, we can write expression of VA at node 1 and VB at node 2, right? So after writing this, there are certain conclusions which we can write, fine. And this is the written in the form as I already explained. The product of node potential VA and 1 upon R1, R2 and 1 upon R4, the sum of the reciprocal of the branches resistance connected to this node. Fine. तो कैसे लिखते हैं उसके बारे में आपको बताएगा. Similarly, minus the ratio of adjacent potential VB and the interconnecting resistance R2, and similarly minus ratio of adjacent battery or generated voltage E1 and interconnecting resistance R1. Clear? So this way you can write the expressions directly if you select the node and all the above sets to 0 equal to 0. So this way you can complete the equations of, and by solving these equations we can have the different solutions as what we require. Fine. So this is nodal analysis. Now friends, I would like to discuss about the syllabus of your seasonal class test examination commencing from this Monday. Okay. So it is mandatory for all to, I mean, those who are newly joined, for them, that could be a additional test, and the list will be provided to you from your class counselor who is eligible for additional test. Okay. So that syllabus is, we have started discussing from, just a minute, I would like to open that syllabus. Just a minute. Okay, so we started with series parallel, fine, then voltage divider rule, current divider rule. You may also note it down. Series and parallel combination of resistors, This is the chapter number 1, review of this review of DC circuits. Fine, where we have started with review of series and parallel combination of resistances. Fine, voltage divider rule, current divider rule, then Kirchhoff's first law and second law, Kirchhoff's voltage law and current law. Fine, and there are different examples. Fine, then the conversion from star to delta, delta to star, and their examples. Then mesh
Sir,
analysis.
can you mail us the syllabus?
Sure. Fine. Why I'm just
And so this is like a review of DC circuits, first chapter.
first chapter only, and the topics which I'm just narrating right now.
Oh yeah, so can you please mail also?
Oh,
Exactly.
so I'm doing in a 2 different way. I'm just communicating with you orally as well as I will send you mail also. Fine. So sometimes there are people, no, they do not read the mail. Okay. Mesh analysis.
Yes. Sir.
Okay. So the process of mesh analysis, then there would be and examples. Similarly, this is the nodal analysis, fine, and then their examples. Then work, power, energy. There is a one more chapter from where we are going to discuss about the Joule's law of electrical heating. Joule's law of electrical heating. Then relationship between various energy units, and finally charging and discharging of capacitors. Okay, so all these topics which we are going to discuss, I mean the remaining topics which we are going to discuss, and most of the topics we already discussed. Okay, and the format of the examination could be objective type questions, and it is an online examination. Right. So you will receive a mail regarding the rules and regulations of the examinations. Okay, so I hope all of you buy a book, or those who are not even bought, please buy it now. Fine. BL Dhareja Part 1. Second is Professor E.A. Patel. These 2 books are very important for the examination. So please purchase it. Practice all the different numericals, because it is an objective type question. So small numericals will be there in the examination that you have to be solved. Fine. Okay.
And sir,
Yes.
so that book of U.A. Patel sir is not available in any of the bookstores. I checked for 2.
No. That you have to check it where engineering books are available.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
For
sir, in
engineering books,
Ahmedabad, it's available like for
yes,
this specific.
it is there. Yeah. If you go Gandhi Bridge, no, which is
Gandhi Road.
Gandhi Road, where there are number of bookstores are available.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
you can, yeah.
Yes, sir.
But see, if you go to a store where the medical books are there, you will not get the engineering books. Right. So there are predefined specific bookstores where you need to find it out. Okay. Fine. And please, yes.
Sir, only objective questions will come or short answers will also be there?
Objective type questions.
Okay.
Fine. Timetable will be given to you before the exam commenced. Somebody asking, sir, what is a timetable? Timetable will be commenced.
Sir, is it BL Dhareja?
BL, that is.
Yes, so BL Theresa book is available online, but
Okay, sir, it is available on Amazon.
Fine. And Professor U.A. Patel. Say Professor U.A. Patel book is for specially designed for electrical students of Nirma University of Tetra syllabus. So you will get all the content of this subject, because it is electrical and electronics engineering. Fine. So for electronics engineering, again, you need to go for another book of BL Thereja, part 2. Fine. But here it is already there in this book. Yeah.
What is the name of the book? There are many books of that author. So is it electrical technology?
Electrical engineering, electrical and electronics engineering. That is TETRAE. Elements of Electrical and Electronics Engineering by Professor V.A. Patel. Fine.
Sir,
And
it is electrical engineering and electronics. S. Chand B.L. Thareja, right?
yes.
And sir, it's also written BL Thereja and AK Thereja.
A.K. Thereja is a co-author of this book. Fine.
Okay.
But the main author is B.L. Thereja.
Okay.
Sir, if possible, can you send me the pic of the book? Because there are several books I am not able to.
Yeah. Cover page of Sir U.A. Patel and BL.
Oh, yes, the only cover page.
Sure. I will try. I'll try to send. Fine. The cover page. Okay. Okay. So I think we'll start with a new topic, that is work, power, and energy. Okay. So electrical heating effect due to where there is a law, that is electrical heating, Joule's law of electrical heating. Fine. All these laws and things that you already studied, I need to simply repeat that part. Okay. So Joule's law of electrical heating. Fine. Whenever we use the electrical appliances, fine, because of coil, there is class test. Somebody is writing the message that class test is of how many marks. Dear students, it is already been discussed in our class policy, course policy, when I discussed in the first lecture. If you don't have that lecture, I will send you. Fine. Everything is mentioned there, and you do not need to worry about all, because when you received all the informations in your mail regarding your timetable, regarding subject name, uh, total marks, kind of examination, objective type or written, everything will be given to you. Fine. So no need to worry about it, please. Or if you have any difficulties, even in the next lecture, I will share you my mobile number also. You can even send me to WhatsApp also, no issue. Fine. Right now, you can send all the queries through email. Okay. Okay. So, what is the Joule's law of electrical heating? The amount of work required to maintain a current of 5 amperes through a resistance of R ohm for T second is work done is I square RT joules. So this is the law. Fine. I square RT is work done. And what is the definition of Joule's law? The amount of work required to maintain a current of I ampere through a resistance of R ohm for T seconds. Fine. If it is I square R with respect to time, I square R is the total loss with respect to time. Fine. And that is nothing but it is in Joule. That is I square RT. Fine. Okay. So I square R, we can replace I square R with VI also, because I is equal to V by R, or V is equal to IR. Fine. So with the help of these equations, we can write the another form of work done, that is VIT joules. Similarly, we can write VI is a power watt, so W into T. Fine. So power consumed with respect to time of any electrical appliances is nothing but it is a work done. Okay. So this is W into 2 joule. We can also write in the form of V square by R. W is again V square by R. Okay. W is VI. Sir, how does it come? I is equal to V by R, so V square by R. So this way we can write the different form of equations. So this work is converted into heat and is dissipated away. Fine. Suppose if you consider a bulb, where there is a consumption of power in the form of I square R, that is a loss. I square R is a copper loss. Fine. So this loss is always to be V into I, or we can say it is W power, or it is in the form of V square by R. Okay. So this power you have consumed, and if it is with respect to time, then it is considered as the energy. Fine. So this work has been done or converted into heat, because ultimately when the current flows, power consumes, there is a heat production. So if you look at the electrical appliances, it will be heated. Fine. And this heat is nothing but it is to be considered as work done. Okay. Now the amount of heat produced is, heat कितना produce, work done upon mechanical equivalent of heat, that is considered as J, mechanical equivalent. So H can be written as work done upon Joule, mechanical constant, and this can be written as G is equal to 4186 joules per kilocalorie, or approximately it is 4200 joules per kilocalorie. This is the application. The value of J is 4200 joules per kilocalorie. Fine. And we can replace this. So we can write H is equal to I square RT upon this. I square RT upon this kilocalorie, that we can write of work done, because the equation of work done is I square RT. Fine. And 4200. So if you want to write instead of joule, here you can write H, that is the amount of heat produced. Kitna heat produce hua? I square RT by your constant, mechanical equivalent constant, heat constant. So that is 4200. So ultimately it is I square RT upon 4200 kilocalorie. Fine. So this is the amount of heat that can be produced. Okay. And write the different equations in the different form. So instead of I square RT, we can write VIT, we can write WT, and we can write V square by R into T. Fine. So this way we can write the different equations also. Then thermal efficiency. Okay. So after defining this constant, the H, fine, we can define even thermal efficiency also. So write down this definition or try to understand. It is defined as the ratio of heat actually utilized. Please keep in mind, heat actually utilized to the total heat produced electrically. Okay. So when the power is given or to a particular electrical appliances like electric heater or geyser, fine. So how much the electrical heat is produced electrically and how much it is utilized. Fine. Suppose if the production is 100% and if the utilization is 80%, then the efficiency should be 80 upon 100. It is according to that you can define the efficiency. Okay. So actually heat utilized to the total heat produced electrically is nothing but it is known as thermal efficiency. And the example which I already discussed is mentioned here. Consider the case of electric kettle used for boiling water. Fine. So out of the total heat produced, some goes to the heat to the apparatus itself. Kettle garam hoti hai. Fine. Some of is lost by radiation and convection, etc. And the third case, the rest is utilized for heating the water. Okay. तो एक में क्या हुआ, आपकी जो केटल है वो केटल कंज्यूम कर लेगा थोड़ा बहुत, उसके बाद थोड़ा सा यहाँ से निकल जाएगा और बाकी जो बचा है आपका वाटर बॉइलिंग के लिए यूज होता है. फाइन. सो हियर देयर आर टू थिंग्स. हीट एक्चुअली यूटिलाइज्ड कहाँ पर यूटिलाइज हुआ, ये यूटिलाइज हो गया वाटर को गर्म करने के लिए, बट एक केटल गर्म हुआ वो लॉस है, ये भी बाहर निकल गया वो भी लॉस है.
तो 100% एफिशिएंसी तो आइडियल सिचुएशन हो जाएगा ना, तो कभी पॉसिबल होगा ना.
दैट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. फाइन. एंड फॉर दैट देयर इज अ थर्मल एफिशिएंसी इज ऑलवेज देयर. In any case, it could not be possible 100%. Fine. If you consider any electrical equipments. Okay. So here in this case, heat आपने रेशियो ले लिया, फिर ये जो आपने निकल गया ये भी लॉस है, लॉस सब जो भी है आपका हीट, और एक्चुअल हीट कितना यूटिलाइज होगा. सपोज 100 है तो 100 में से 10 इधर चला गया, 10 इधर चला गया, केटल गर्म हो गया और 10 आपका यहाँ से एक्स्ट्रा. सो 80% एक्चुअली यूज हुआ आपका, है ना. इट मीन्स आपका एफिशिएंसी फिर कितना होगा, आपने 100% आपने क्या किया, प्रोड्यूस किया, बट यूज कितना किया, 80%. फाइन. एक्चुअल यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ द हीट, and this is nothing but it is thermal efficiency. Fine. So thermal efficiency of this electrical apparatus is the ratio of heat utilized or heating the water to the total heat produced. Correct? Okay. So this is thermal efficiency, and we can write an expression of thermal efficiency. So H is equal to VIT upon J. This is an expression where J is equal to 4200 into efficiency, where we can write this is the constant mass and theta2 and minus theta1 is the difference in temperature from one state to the another state. Fine. तो आपने जैसे आपका थर्मल एफिशिएंसी में आपने जब गर्म किया पानी को उसके बाद भी टेम्परेचर थोड़ी देर के बाद चेंज हो जाएगा. So according to that we can write the expression of thermal efficiency also. So you can use the same example, same equation for calculating the different values of heat produced and heat utilized. Okay. Now let's have a few different definitions. Mass, because these definitions are a little bit important for calculation purpose and for understanding purpose also. Fine. You have already studied, so no need to explain in detail, but yes, it is required. So mass, it is a quantity of matter contained in a body. Force, we know that the force is always measured in Newton. Fine. Its definition may be obtained from Newton's second law of motion. Fine. 1 kg of mass, 1 meter per second square, and F is equal to 1. So we can define 1 Newton is the force which can give an acceleration of 1 meter per second to a mass of 1 kg. Fine. So this is the force. Weight, it is the force which Earth pulls a body downwards. Fine. Obviously, its units are same as the force. Work, if a force F moves a body through a distance S in its direction of application, then work done is force into distance, where S is the distance. Fine. Previously you have considered as force into distance here, but here S is considered as distance, no issue. So unit of work is also joule, which already discussed. Power, power is nothing but it is a rate of doing work. Fine. Unit is watt, and if watt is with respect to time, then it is energy. Okay, so I represent 1 joule per second. So 1 watt is equal to 1 joule per second, and similarly we can derive an expression for force Newton. So power is equal to 4 F into V. Similarly, if V is velocity in kilometer per second instead of meter per second, then we can write F into V kilowatt. Fine. So we can define power in a different way. And kilowatt hour is nothing but it is an energy. Hour is with respect to time. Fine. So kilowatt with respect to time is kWh. So 1 kWh is equal to 1000, 1 joule per second. Okay, and multiplied by the second. So our total seconds is 3600, and if you convert all this, then we can find this 36 into 10⁵ joule. Okay, and we can define the equation of this like this: 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 36 into 10⁵ by 4186. 4186 you may consider as 4200 also, because this is the approximate value, is equal to 860 kilocalorie. So 1 kilowatt hour is 860 kilocalorie. Right? Okay. Friends, so this is related to heating. In the next lecture, I will start off discussing about the charging of capacitor and discharging of a capacitor. Fine. So I think I should stop now. Yeah. Any questions if you have, you can ask right now.
And so you will upload this PPT and recording in that link that you mailed us.
Pardon?
I just said that you will upload this recording and PPT in that link that you mailed us.
Yes. I am trying to give you all every time, no? All this.
Yes, sir.
So now LMS is available, so you're going to upload the lectures and PDF in it?
Right now, not. After your examination, we will start. No?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Because today, I think this Wednesday, it could be difficult for me to conduct the classes. What about the Thursday morning, 9 to 10 or 10 to 11? Could it be possible any extra lecture on Thursday?
As per your convenience.
Fine. So I'll send you a mail if possible. We will arrange one extra lecture also, because we already covered theories of various topics, but we can practice more examples fine, for the preparation of examination also. Okay, so one
And
more.
sir,
Yes.
and sir, in that class test, it's like this first review of DC circuits entire chapter, and sir, the second work power energy.
Joule's law of electrical heating, and there is
Uh,
various forms. Uh, I mean, the forms which I already discussed, like VAT, I square RT, right? WT, and based on that, there are certain numericals. Suppose somebody said that the heat is supplied, the power is supplied to the kettle. What is the thermal efficiency of that kettle? Okay, so by using the various parameters, by inserting various parameters into the different equations, you can calculate. Fine. Small examples can be asked. Clear? Where there are a few four objective type questions where four options are there. So you need to identify the correct one.
सर वन लास्ट क्वेश्चन सर
Yes.
सर मतलब सारे सब्जेक्ट्स में एमसीक्यू टाइप ही क्वेश्चन होंगे
अभी टेट्राई के लिए मैं बोल सकता हूँ. Fine. For other subjects, your class teacher, your subject teacher will give the better answer.
ओके सर ओके
Fine.
थैंक यू सर
So if you go through a BL Thareja, at each and every chapter, always a few objective type questions are there. Okay, so go through that kind of exam objective type questions. Even you will go through different websites also. You will find it. But the better option is find out the books and buy it as early as possible, and then you read accordingly, because nowadays whatever the topics we covered, it could be very easy to understand, it could be very easy to learn, but whenever we have to use that learning points in the examination, again you need some extra efforts. You have to read the books to be prepared for examination also. Clear? Any more question?
यस सर
no, sir.
Okay, fine. So the remaining topic is charging and discharging of a capacitor, that I will cover in the next lecture. Okay. But I think in Tetra E subject, there is a practical of charging and discharging. So most of the things that you already studied, I need to repeat, and I will repeat it. Fine. Probably this Wednesday we have one more lecture. Okay. And Friday also we have one more lecture. So we'll try to finish charging, discharging of capacitor, and then we'll start magnetic circuit. Okay. See you. We'll meet again in the next lecture.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Have a nice day, sir.
Welcome. Okay. I'm just closing this session.